I think today you
Good
have
morning,
taken
sir.
much time to join our class. Okay, anyway.
Actually, the previous professor was like sir, continuing, sir. So,
Okay. I have encouraged with those who have joined earlier. Yes, yes, my slides are visible.
yes, sir.
Yes. What was the today's topic in physics?
Schrodinger equations.
Little louder. Little louder.
Schrodinger Schrodinger equations.
Okay, fine. Anyway, read well. The syllabus is the each and every point is essential for continuing the work in the industry, and study well, read well. And this is what we were studied during last session, and is biogas plant. And I wish to refresh the syllabus because we are going to study in a deeper way the solar, whether it might be a solar. I'll anyway I'll show the syllabus. This is what the syllabus, and still we are in the first unit, the conventional versus non-conventional power generation. This is what we wish to have an eagle view vision over the non-conventional power generation. That is why we were yesterday we were disseminated the content towards the solar energy, and we were started to disseminate the content of either biomass or geothermal. This is where the subsequent syllabus in the forthcoming chapters we are going to learn about the solar energy and solar thermal energy, photovoltaic, solar photovoltaic, and its advantage and disadvantage. And subsequent to that solar energy, we are going to have a visit over the wind turbines and India's potential and its benefits and impacts. And in continuation with the wind, solar and wind, we are going to have a visit over the biomass. At the end, geothermal. With that, the energy. One part of the syllabus is over. On the other part, we are going to concentrate on the pollution. How we can, what was different types of pollutions are there? How these are affected by various aspects. Whether it might be in industry, or it might be power plant, or it might be from the human. In that way, we are going to approach, and how we can reduce those pollutions, or we are going to have a visit over in the second part. And therefore, eagle view is essential concerning the unit 1 and non-conventional power generation. Therefore, I'll rush up these slides because yesterday I have started to disseminate the content in a detailed way. Anyway, we'll refresh these contents, the solar power panel, solar energy, because that was the second unit. In a detailed way, we are going to again revisit the solar power generation. And similarly, in continuation with the solar, we will discuss the what it might be the biogas. And yesterday itself, I have disseminated the gobar gas. Usually in India, we are concerning about the cow dung. And here it was given as in cattle dung. Anyway, we are getting the gobar gas through that, and that was the main source of power in the head titled whether it might be a biogas. These provides twin benefits to farmers in the form of energy and improved quality. And the biogas is by for the most efficient user cattle dung. It improves the quality, and it prevents the loss of trees and due to the burning of the field and wood and cow dung cakes. And this is what we are utilizing the cow dung and cattle dung. And see here, due to the chemical reactions, the cow dung with the slurry. See, the slurry of cattle dung was the input here, and due to the chemical reactions we are getting the gas, and in that, just a minute. Yes, there might be, we need to have a visit over fermentation. Fermentation is a chemical process which changes the organic matters, and that is what happening in the biogas generation, and in that it contains 50 to 60 percentage of methane, and around 30 to 35 percentage of carbon dioxide, and left impurities are there, and this is what directly utilized. See here, there won't be any mechanical devices for converting the energy from one form to another form. Here what we are making, we are directly, we are allowing this biogas for our cooking. It was used as a fuel for the cooking, and that is what this structure or this layout working. And see here, this is what the ground level, under the ground level we are erecting this texture, and this is what the inlet chamber. On one side we have inclined inlet chamber, on the other side we have the outlet chamber. When there is an outflow, when there is an enormous amount of cattle dung, it has to be removed. We should have some space for the chemical reaction. For the fermentation we need to give some space, and the fermentation, that is chemical, due to the chemical reactions we are getting the methane, and that methane is given as a feed for making the foods. And anyway we will revisit this biogas generation in a detailed way when we are approaching the respective unit, and it has its own advantage and disadvantage. See the potential, this might be the potential for the rural areas, and it can be used for cooking purpose. It ensures the continuous supply of energy due to their continuous growth, and waste can be used as an excellent fertilizer. And on the other hand, the availability is limited. The except biogas production, the other biomass energy sources have been established in significant role, and the other non-conventional power generation should be tidal energy. Naturally, we have tides in seas. What we can do, these tides can be utilized in the prime mover, or it might be a turbine, and that is what we are having. This is the enormous research potentials are available in the tidal energy. There are plenty of scopes are available for it might be the growing field. See here, only very few research only going, and we are facing struggles with these tidal energy. If you are interested, you go ahead with this tidal energy. See here, some pictorial representation given, and what we are utilizing, we are trying to utilize these tidal energy with the aid of the turbine. See here, and the oceanic tides can be used to generate electricity. Floodgate, this might be the floodgates, and dams were built across inlets. During high tide water flows into the inlet and gets trapped when the gate is closed. After the tide falls outside the floodgate, the water retained by the floodgate flows back to the sea via a pipe that carries it through a power generating turbine. Usually it might be called as an, already aware about it, it might be this prime mover. In India, we have in a trial way in Gujarat, we have Gulf of Katch, which provides. Anyone from Gujarat? Anyone from Gujarat? In our batch, anyone from Gujarat? Dear gentlemen and gentlewomen, are you there? Yes. Anyone from Gujarat? For concerning today's class, I request the second batch, that is 21 to 30, to stay with us. You unmute your mic and you join with us till the end. You unmute your mic and you please join with us. I am concerning about the serial number, not roll number. 24. 24. Nitish Kumar, Hari Prasad, Brinda.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Bhatia. Chirag Bhatia. And 32. Deepti Dinesh. 38. 40. Ganesha. Ganesh. And you please unmute your mic.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, Dinesh. Dinesh, what was the current affair, Dinesh? Or anyone from this batch, you go ahead, you unmute your mic and go ahead. You please try to wake up your friends. Yes, go ahead. Dinesh? "24", Nitish Kumar, Hari Prasad, Brinda, Chirag Bhatia, Darshil, Dilchuk, Jiwaria, Deepti, Dinesh, Erwin, Ganesh. Yes, you please unmute your mic, you please respond me. Yes, this is unfair. And Aswita?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Aswita. What was the current affair, Aswita?
I don't know, sir.
Okay. You are from which state, Aswita?
Tamil Nadu, sir.
You are from Tamil Nadu. What was the headlines today? What was happened during 9 o'clock?
Sir, what was happening?
What was happened during 9 o'clock?
So Stalin became the chief minister of
Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
Yes, that was the current affair.
Yes.
Then you are already aware. Go ahead with that content. Why you need Haripriya to refresh those contents? Yes, go
No,
ahead.
sir, actually, like it was the headlines for the past 3 days. Like nothing new today.
No, still, even after huge vote bank, getting power is something different, isn't it? And that too with the first time, even after 10 years, after long struggle, Stalin became a chief minister of Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
Yes, there are many things to discuss about it. Tangam Tennarasu might not be the education minister, school education minister. The school education minister from Tangam Tennarasu, it was given to a newer person called Anbil Magesh Payamli, who is belongs to Thiruvarambur, which is the NIT, which is suited in a legislative called Thiruvarambur. He is becoming power as a cabinet. Now he is taking charge for school education minister. Yes, go like that. There are plenty of informations to discuss. Go ahead, Aswita. Haripriya?
So
Yes, go ahead. Not audible, Haripriya.
I only saw the chief minister headline.
Yes, but we should be well aware about various cabinet ministries.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
he'll be having 33-member cabinet, sir.
yes, yes,
And like 19 are former ministers who have worked previously, and like 15 are new faces.
yes, yes, yes. Similarly, there are many more contents can be discussed related to this mm, newer power. That too with Tamil Nadu, and it might be various other 4 states. And see what happens in Kerala. Kerala shutdown extended. No, shutdown started in the second wave. The Kerala government conscious about the COVID huge numbers, and they are started the lockdown, and we should be very well aware about the happenings in and around us. Since you are the first time voters, it might be first time voters, you should be very aware about it, because the future is in your hands, and therefore be aware. Anyway, now to wake up you people, I have tried to discuss these contents, and the attention is very minimal. Still, those who are attending, those who are replying earlier, they are only replying, whether it might be Ankit or Maitrain, or very few people only giving their attentiveness. Okay, still we'll discuss some other thing. Someone, you please unmute your mic and you tell me. I'll ask one aptitude question. Scooterist covers a certain distance at 36 km/h. How many meters does he covers in 2 minutes? Apart from Ankit and Maitrain, you please unmute your mic and tell me. Maitrain, we already know you are attentive. Ankit also attentive.
1200 meters, sir. 1200
1.2
meters.
kilometers.
Yes, yes, yes. How you derived it? How
36
you
kilometers per hour is 10 meters per second. So
10 meter per second. Okay, okay.
2 minutes, 120 seconds.
2. Okay. 10 into
So
2 into 60. That becomes
1200.
very good. Yes. Again, Josana. We know about Josana. Okay, good. Okay. Now to wake up others, the second question might be A and B. See, there are two different stations, train stations. A and B are two train stations, 330 kilometers apart. A train starts from A at 8 a.m. and travels towards B at 60 km/h. And another train starts from B at 9 a.m. and travels towards A at 75 km/h. At what time do they meet? At what time do they meet?
So train at A starts at what time, sir?
8 o'clock. A starts at 8 o'clock. B starts at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
A travels towards B is 60 km/h and B is 75 km/h towards A. And the distance apart is 330 kilometers. And what might be what was the time they meet? Get it fast, get it fast. Anyone, please? Varun, Vikash, Vikram, Yash Patel.
Do you need time,
Sir.
sir? Sir, 11 o'clock.
11
Yes.
o'clock, sir.
Yes, yeah, it is from Yash Patel or Vikram?
Both, sir.
Vikram?
11 o'clock, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, what was the answer, Vikram?
11 o'clock, sir.
11 o'clock, very good, very good. What is the procedure? Tell me the procedure so that
Sir,
you.
from A, after 1 hour, it will complete around 60 kilometers. So, in total, their difference between will be 270 kilometers.
Yes, okay.
And to travel, then at 9 a.m., both the train will arrive at means will be at speed 60 kilometer and 75 kilometer per hour respectively. So in
Yes.
2 hours they will travel almost 270 kilometers. So from 9 a.m. Plus 2 hours, 11 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay, 60 plus 60. Okay, 10. It will covers the 270 minus 60, 210, and then it covers 210 minus 60, 150. Okay, this is also covers with 1 hour during 10 o'clock. It covers 75, and then another 1 hour it covers another 75, 150. Any other different shortcuts are available to solve this problem?
I did using equations.
Yes, that was essential. That was essential. What might be the equation, Nitish?
Sir, in train A will cover x distance in t time, sir.
Okay,
So,
good.
Train B will cover 330 minus x distance in t minus 1 hour, sir.
Oh, x minus 1. It might be the x minus 1.
X is distance, sir. So 330 minus x distance.
Okay.
In t minus 1 hours, sir.
Okay.
Because it is starting 1 hour late, sir.
Okay.
Then speed into time is distance. Equating two equations, we'll get time as 3 hours. In 3 hours, train A will be meet train B, sir. So 8 a.m. 3 hours is 11 a.m.
You solved it. The answer is 3 hours.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyway, we didn't verify it. Anyway, good. This is what we need to convert the descriptive into equations. That was essential. Very good. Very good, Sunik. Yes, good. Okay, hope few of you are joined with us. We'll continue our session. Anyway, yesterday Jostana requested the PPT. Once the unit is covered, at that time we will we will upload the PPT in the Google Classroom. And till that time, how we can prepare, you please, I in the first class itself I requested you to put a separate note. No need to write the theory and all. You note down the charts and diagrams which we are disseminating. That might be helpful for your preparation. So don't depend the PPT till circulation. In a daily way, you please have your notebook and please copy the contents which we are disseminating, probably the diagrams, and read from that. And once it was disseminated, through that you can learn your description portion. And concerning the attendance, and I am sharing the attendance sheet. Very few are not conscious about your attendance. See, my attendance is visible. This is our ninth class. When we are considering May 1st, we didn't take in the classes. I have included. I have what might be the reason I have included. I tell you. See, number 3. I mean, your attendance is very low. Only it is 62. And 2 more fellows also. It is less than 75. You please conscious with your attendance. I mean, unmute your mic. What happened? See, when I am removing this one, see what happening. Amin become 57%, and Ganesh becomes 71, and Sairanga, Nimala Sairanga also becomes 71. Oh, so please conscious about the attendance. Please conscious about the attendance, and I am not expecting you to attend till the 50 minutes. You please give the attendance and then leave. That is not an issue. Just attend the classes. See here, Amin, I am requesting Amin, but Amin is not responding. Amin, is that? Okay, this is the way that we are following the attendance. So be aware, and we'll go through the yes. Yes, what happened? Okay, this is what the biogas plant and tidal energy, and the another form of energy related to the local geological condition is tidal flow, as water flow from one side to another side. We can utilize through the prime mover. We can try to convert it into useful energy. Here we are converting the tidal wave energy into mechanical energy. Through that, we are converting into electrical power. And it has its own advantage and disadvantage. It can be a source of energy for the coastal cities, and no raw material is required. The generation is also cheaper, but the availability is limited, and generation capacity is less. The operating difficulties during bad weather, and it might the weather, it purely depends on the weather conditions, and even there might be various issues related to the weather conditions, and therefore the erection installations also it might be the biggest drawback, and it will take time. The erection commissioning installation time is huge, and the capital investment is also very high. And geothermal, yesterday
Sir,
itself I have told you. Yes, someone.
sir, where do we use tidal energy plants in India, sir? Like which place?
Maitreyan?
Yes,
Pardon,
sir.
Maitreyan?
Sir, where do we use tidal energy plant in India, sir?
Tidal, in Gujarat we have one tidal, that too with in 2012 they have planned to erect in Gujarat. I have told you na, the yes, I'll tell you for the 50 megawatt. Yes, the Gulf of Kutch. In India, Gulf of Kutch, we have the 50 kilowatt tidal energy, and that was about India's tidal power generation, Maitreyan.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, we are going to go talk about it in detail. This is what the eagle view vision. We are going to make a detailed view one by one. Geothermal, yesterday in the yesterday class itself, I have disseminated the need for the geothermal. Why, in what way we can utilize the heat energy of the core, earth core. Around in the yesterday's class, I have highlighted that around 90% of the earth is molten. Still, even 20 of years, it is still molten. Only the thin outer shells is solidified rock of thick around 15 to 150 kilometers. The temperature at the center, it is enormous, and we can utilize that heat source, and so that we are tried with the geothermal energy. See here, the geothermal means heat from the earth. The earth core with the temperature at high as 60,000 degrees Celsius. It may varies. It depends upon the authors. It varies. Is a high molten mass possessing vast amount of energy, and this energy sometimes break through the earth and provides volcanoes. We know about you studied during your 6th, 7th standard about the various volcanoes, and see, that is what in that way the scientists approached the earth, and they are trying to get the power to that heat energy, that was geothermal. And geysers and hot springs are natural areas where the hot magma is close enough to the surface to heat the underground water. In areas where the steam is trapped underground, the geothermal energy is trapped by drilling well to obtain the steam, and the steam is then used to power electric generators, and it has its advantage and disadvantage. It is an inexhaustible energy and very cheap. It is more regular energy production source than the other non-conventional resource, like whether it might be a wind or solar energy. It is good for the hilly remote area where no other source of energy is available. And on the other hand, and these hot springs are generally away from the areas having potential of industrial development, and therefore we need to take the materials in a longer way to erect these geothermal power stations. And steam energy is used as in it cannot carried out for a longer distance due to loss of energy and due to the cost factor also. And this is what the advantage and disadvantage of the geothermal. See, this is what the geothermal energy we are going to have. We are going to utilize the uh, hot energy of the core, and that was utilized in the prime mover. We know the prime movers are connected with the turbines. Through that, we are getting the power, and it has to send back to the hot well. And in India, I see here in India, India might be the wind, the other non-conventional source of energy is wind energy. Wind energy is the kinetic energy which is associated with the movement of air. In Tamil Nadu, the largest wind farm cluster is Tamil Nadu, and that too with Nagarcoil to Madurai. Apart from these, AP, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra, and Lakshadweep have more important wind farms. And Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra, and Lakshadweep have important wind farms. And the Nagarcoil and Jaisalmer are well known for effective use of wind energy in the country. And see, India now ranks as a wind superpower. The minimum wind speed which is required for the satisfactory performance of the wind generator would be 15 km per hour. The wind power potential energy is estimated around 20,000 megawatt, while at present we are generating 1,020 megawatt. And wind energy is created when the atmosphere is heated unevenly and by the sun, and some part of air becomes warmer than the others. These patches of air rises and other air rushes into the replace them. Thus wind blows, and this is byproduct of solar energy. Approximately 2% of sun energy reaching the earth is converted into the wind energy, and surface of the earth heat and cools unevenly, creating atmospheric pressure zones that makes the airflow from high to the lower pressure areas. India now has the fourth largest wind parks installed capacity in the world, which has reached to around 36 megawatt power. It was estimated during May 2019, that is last year. The private agencies here concerned about it, and it has around 90% of share. And see, this is what the mechanical components available in the wind turbines. And we have generator and the controller, and we are having the gearbox, and the wind turbines, wind blades are connected with the shafts, and these shafts are connected to the gearbox. In order to amplify the rotation, we are having the gears, and the power is transferred from the larger gear to the smaller gear, so that the RPM has to be increased, And see, when we are pedaling our bicycles, we are pedaling the larger wheels, and it was connected to smaller wheels, and it was amplified. In the same principle, we are having the gearboxes to amplify the speeds, and this is what happening in the wind turbines. And it has its own advantage and disadvantage, and no polluting and environmental friendly source of energy. It would be the important significant renewable source of energy, and the electricity is generation of electricity is so fast. When we are having ample amount of airflow, it is cheaper as compared to the other source, and easily available in many offshores, onshores, and remote areas. On the other hand, favorable in geographical location, which are always away from the cities, and therefore it need larger transmission lines, variable and steady, irregular, intermittent, erratic, and dangerous. And wind turbine design, manufacturing, and installation have proved to be complex due to widely varying atmospheric conditions. See, at sometimes the airflow is enormous. At that time, the design would be different, and that is what the issue with these design, manufacturing, and installation. And it can be located only in the vast open areas, and economical only on the small scale. And that's all about the unit 1. And do you have any doubts with these units, these contents? Do you have any doubts with these contents? Anyone? Okay, we'll wake up some other people. Shubham Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Shubham Kumar, are you ready to solve another puzzle?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes. If a man runs at 3 meters per second, how many kilometers does he run in 1 hour 40 minutes? If a man runs at 3 meters per second, how many kilometers does he run in 1 hour 40 minutes? Shubham Kumar.
Sir, 15.12 kilometers.
No. You are very close. Try again.
Sir,
3 meters per second. How many kilometers does he run in 1 hour 40 minutes?
Oh, okay, sir. Sorry.
Shubham, you belongs to which state, Shubham?
18 kilometers.
Very good, very good.
Sir, I am from Bihar.
Bihar. Okay, now tell me the procedure, how we can approach this problem, how to crack this one, how you solve it.
First week, I find the speed in kilometer per hour and then multiply it with the 1.4 hours.
Okay, good. Bihar, you are from Bihar, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the scenario of the COVID-19 in and around you?
2 days ago, the government of Bihar announced a 15-day complete lockdown because like yesterday itself, the highest number of cases, around 15,000 cases recorded, which is highest till last year.
See here, the government of Bihar concerned about 15,000 itself. But see, in Tamil Nadu, it crossed around 24,000. Isn't it? Am I right? My data is right. Anyone from Tamil Nadu? You please correct me if I am wrong. Maitreyan, who belongs to Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir.
My data is right. Yesterday it is elevated to 20,000. Am I right?
Sir, I think so, sir. It was like about 20,000.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so like concerning the population of Bihar, the number of cases are like in control, but still the conditions are not good.
Yes, yes, yes. Anyway, be aware, be safe, be safe, be safe. Yes, you are right. With that question, you are right. And good. Anyway, we'll continue our session with solar power. We'll disseminate some basics towards the solar power, and we have another 4 minutes. We'll end up very soon. And see, do you have any doubts with the last unit? Today I'll share the PPTs through the Google Classroom, so you can find those contents. Do you have any doubts? Shall we continue with the solar PV technology? Unit 2 is belongs to solar PV solar power, and I think I am taking, there won't be any doubts with that, and I am continuing this session. And see, the solar photovoltaic system converts the light energy. See,
Sir,
very
sir,
importantly, yes, someone, yes.
sir, you can upload there in MST itself, sir. Like there is some option, sir, where you can upload.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I have. Yes, see, in the from the past 3 semesters, we are approaching the various platforms, and you feel better in Google classrooms.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Yes, if you have any complications, no issues. We can upload in two more portals also. Some other
Okay, sir. No
portals
problem,
also.
sir. No
No
problem.
issues. Yes. Yes, and the very importantly, we are not converting the heat energy. The light energy is converted into electricity, which is commonly known as solar cells. And the simplest system are the small calculators which we are using in the day-to-day life. We are having the smaller type of solar cells, which is getting the power from the light energy, and which is used for the power source. And the more complicated system will provide a large portion of the electricity in the near future, and the PV represents one of the most promising means of maintaining our energy initiative standard of living, while it is not contributing to global warming and pollutions. And that is why various other developed countries already they are having very long-term plan to convert these the conventional into non-conventional. They are trying to erect those solar PV panels, and how it works. And see, sunlight is composed of photons, or a bundle of radiant energy, and and when photons strikes the PV cells, they may be reflected or absorbed, transmitted through the cells. Only the observed photons generate electricity. When these photons are observed, the energy of the photons is transferred to electron in the atoms of the solar cell. And see, the state and central governments offers considerable subsidies to offset cost of the system. The initiative span small residential system through large commercial power plants, and systems typically offer 25 years of power production, and protect against rising electricity cost, offers the ability to reduce or completely eliminate electric bills, and no emissions, no pollutions, and no fuel required. And many projects have excellent payback profiles. And therefore, what we need to think over these solar, because it has various advantages like this. And what is solar energy? We'll start these with the what is solar energy. By basic understanding of solar energy, we can continue this session. It is originates with the thermonuclear fusion reactions, and occurring in the sun. And we are already aware about these fusion reactions. Here, the thermonuclear fusion reaction is happening in the sun and represents the entire electromagnetic radiation, visible light, infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, and radio waves. And see here the various energy and wavelength of radiations are given here, and see 70 nanometer, 400 to 700 nanometer, and see the X-rays, UV, and the visible light. The infrared has the energy variations, and these energy variations wavelength are from UV to infrared, it varies from 400 to 700 nanometer, and it has a very short wave radiation, and this is what we are trying to convert into an electrical power. And phase 1, in the phase 1 we are going to discuss about the PN junction diode, solar cell, and PV cell technology, the structure of the solar cells and PV module, shading, and what it might be the standalone PV panel, and what was the reason for taking consideration of these standalone PV panels, and when we are concerning the grid connected PV, and design tools, softwares for forecasting, and this is what concern about the phase 1. And semiconductor material, and in the yesterday's session itself I have given initiated about the p-type and n-type semiconductors, and in p-type the positive is considered in p-type and negative is considered as n-type, and 3 free electrons and 1 holes is provided in the p-type. In n-type there are 5 free electrons, the provisions are available. Why doping? If the silicon is combined according with the physical structure, the outermost electron or share combined with the one another, so the system gets stable. There is no current production, and subsequently we are getting the power and through the PV cells, and we will continue our session in the subsequent class. Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts with today's presentation? Jostana and Maitrin, have you inquired with the your fellow friends regarding the CT1? And have you inquired with your A class students?
So second A has it on 17th, and in class those who like have COVID or the family has COVID, I don't think they
No,
will
no, it is not audible. It's not audible. It is echoing.
So, like they are having on 17th, so sir, like we can also have on 17 itself.
17 May.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. You plan parallelly. Concerning our subject, you plan parallelly. 17th, okay. 17th timing we will design and we will tell you. I'll make a conversation with the Balaji sir who is handling for A class. And concerning your free schedule, you tell me. And I will during afternoon it would be feasible to have a CT.
Yes. So what will be the portion for the test, sir?
Till 17th, that was my plan. Anyway, I will consult with my friend who is handling for A class. He is my friend, Dr. Balaji. We are doing the postdoctorate, so we are doing the research, and he is my friend. Anyway, I will consult with him. And my attention is till 14th, 15th. We are having. We will cover something in solar PV cells. That might be the syllabus.
Okay, so 17 we might have lab, so we'll let you know what the timings are, or you can tell us. It's fine.
Yes, you consult and tell me the time.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we'll meet during next week. Thursday we'll meet. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.